Hello everyone, this is the Kia EV4 base version with the small battery and not a lot of features. I had it for 2 weeks, drove around 1300 kilometers. Let's go through what is great and what's not so amazing. This video is brought to you by a better Routeplanner, the Routeplanner for EVs. Hundreds of cars are supported. Choose your configuration, plan your route with the charging network that you want to prefer or charging networks that you want to avoid. If you're a premium member, you can use real-time weather forecast and traffic information, and you can also use a better Routeplanner in your car with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Use the link in the description to support the channel and use a better Routeplanner Premium for 30 days for free. The base version is really base, so small battery, 58 kWh, can only charge AC with 100 kW, takes 30 minutes from 10 to 80%. We get 17-inch tires, not even automatic door unlock, so you have to unlock and lock with your key, which is interesting at the beginning. And then no electric seats, no panoramic roof, no electric liftgate. You notice that there are a few things missing, but overall the car drives great. Can't complain. So it's not too loud in there. It's normal comfortable, I can say it. So not a problem at all. Driving this car is really nice and I enjoyed it. Even the base seats, sitting in there for a while is totally okay, and that it's not electric adjustable. This is something you really only need if you have more people sitting in there and they need a different position, and then it's a big difference and you have to do that manually. But other than that, it's totally fine. As every Kia regen is amazing, 6 regen levels, and you can adjust it with the pedal shifters behind the steering wheel. From auto, where really adjusts it automatically if there's a car in front of you, if you're driving in a city and it knows there's a light or a intersection or something, awesome. Then 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I-pedal, which is the strongest regen, which also brings you to a standstill. I noticed for me in this car, usually I want I-pedal, but in this car, I don't know, maybe because of the weight, I preferred level 3 and not I-pedal. It just felt more normal. It's awesome that I have almost everything that I need to drive in front of me, either on the steering wheel or in the cockpit. There's almost no need except for music to change something special, but to go to the infotainment system. I like that a lot. And for the climate, the same. Yes, I have here my climate screen, which is a bit hidden from the steering wheel, but you can adjust the most important temperature and airflow and where it goes here. But if you have to check something, then you always have to look around. That's something I don't like. But we have our drive modes here, all of our settings for our cruise control, then all of our settings for the cockpit that you can change, and then here favorite button, mode for the music, and then volume, next song, voice command and everything. That's nice. And then we have stocks for the wipers, for the light, and then down here we have the on off button and the gear selector. And this turn on button here is a bit annoying, first of all, where it is, and second of all, that you even need it. I'm not a fan of this. You can keep the car on and get out, and it just stays on like it is, but it beeps at you and you cannot lock. So keeping the heat on when you go out is not as simple as you think. Utility mode is also only for camping and not for locking the car if you're outside. So your really only option is to get out and then use the app to keep the car on cold or warm. And when you don't have good mobile connection, then you can't do it, which is not that amazing. I tried the hold button on the smart key where the car just turns on, but the climate doesn't come on, and I don't like that the car is then in drivable state, and it would just, I don't know, it feels weird that I just want the climate on, but it is in a state where it could be driven. That's weird. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I started vlogging on my third channel, Behind the Battery. So everything that happens around the car, or if I get new info about something, really awesome. Subscribe and watch. Next is this trip. We have 3 trip data, current trip since after charging and since last reset. And you can reset this and after charging, but this current trip resets itself every time you turn the car off. So when you are on a trip and you take a pee break or charging break and walk your dogs and turn the car off, this trip is gone. The after charging is of course gone every time you charge. So the only really trip when you drive a bit further is the since last reset, and that's a bit sad that, for example, if you want to keep it on for a very long time, if you want this on, I don't know, since you have the car, this is then just very hard to do. I already said it for the climate. I find this, it has everything here that I need, but it's hard to see and you have to look on the side and it's all in a small area, and then this is your airflow and this is where the air goes, and it doesn't have airflow to the window and to the body. Not to the feet. That doesn't exist. Why? So where the display of the cockpit, I totally understand the design and the contrast and everything. It's fine. It shouldn't be in front flashy or anything. But the main infotainment system, I find it a bit dull looking, and I don't know, to go through the settings and everything. I don't know. They could done a bit better. They could use more of the space. Of course, I love my power view where I can see what everything is using in kilowatt and the percentage and everything. That's awesome, but the percentage only goes with the last reset. So if you want this for your whole drive, since start, so if you want this for your whole drive and again you go and pee and turn off the car, this is reset as well, which is very sad. The next is the preheating of the battery. It should do it automatically, and you can do it yourself manually as well. I tried to use it twice because it didn't preheat the battery. Then I pressed it and it showed me everything in here and in here, but when I went then onto the main screen here, it never showed that it's preheating the battery. Of course, every time it takes a minute or so till it starts doing this, but for me, for my driving tests, when I did it, it didn't start, and it still said battery temperature low, which is weird. And what I had with the battery heating also was, normally when the battery is already in temperature normal, and then you start to activate the preheating, it says, can't do it, it's already warm. But in my test, again, it said low and didn't preheat. The buttons here, in this car, it's okay. In the EV9, it was annoying because they're a bit more up, and every time you want to stable yourself with the fingers here so you can press something while driving, you press one of these buttons and they react in a weird way. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of these buttons. They could just be away. I'm never using them. Never. The home button maybe. Consumption of this car is good. It wasn't extremely amazing, but this car also doesn't have a heat pump, which I get, base version. But I find the consumption on a long distance trip quite okay. It's very nice. Negative here is then the charging. 100 kilowatt is okay for this size, and it goes slowly up from around 92, I think, to the 100 kilowatt. But it still takes 80 to 80%, 30 minutes. So 25 minutes would be a bit better, because there is a spot, I think 65% or something, where it just goes down. At 73% it goes down again. So till 60 something percent it charges really good, but then it slows down significantly. Now the Kia EV4, even in the base version, is a great car, and it's 6,000 euros cheaper than the big battery. I think in the summer it's totally fine. In the winter I think you need the heat pump, so a bit more features, but the battery is still okay. If you want to save money, since the car is very streamlined form and the consumption is good, I think the small battery is fine for this car. For a long distance trip, it's not that much better because the charging is still the same time as with the big battery, and with the big battery you just have more range. You don't have to charge that much, and you put more energy into the battery with the same time. So of course on a long distance trip the big battery is way better, but 6,000 euros more. But overall, as a base version, this car is really good. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, but that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.